Oh, I
Okay.
see that. Awesome.
There we go.
Cool. Well, I guess if you're watching Sister Hurley, our other two won't be here, so Mike and I are going to start it, and then we'll send it to them to finish it. So that's what's going on. If you want, I can pull out the form and I can type it up unless you have it right now. Um, I can get it and we can start.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. My computer's being silly right now, but I'm
Okay,
gonna pull it up just so we can.
that's fine.
Okay.
Let me see. Uh, Hold on. Gotta figure this out. Can you see? So if I exit out of this, can you see kind of my two screens here?
Yeah, I can see. I can see
Like,
it's kind of
like I'm on
dark.
island right now. Can you see
I can see
that?
your I can see your mouse moving around, and it's like black background right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't see any
Let me
like.
see.
Yeah, there's no like picture. It's just black.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Screen share. Oh, I gotta close some stuff out. I got way too much stuff open.
That's fine.
So you're in Rexburg right now, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Where do you guys live then?
It's called Main Street Station Apartments. It's off of well, it's off Main Street, but it's over by Nature Park, like by Fifth West. I don't know if you know.
Oh, cool.
It's like government housing, subsidized. So,
Nice. That's cool.
and are you back at home or are you in
No,
Rex?
we're in Rexburg. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where where do you
What was
guys
that?
where do you guys live at?
Oh, we're in Hyde Park.
Okay. Cool.
So, can you see this now?
Yeah, actually, I can see it.
Okay, cool. So B275, week 5, group activity concepts. This has got to be it, right? Template?
Yeah.
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 Okay, cool. If you want, we can both use our examples that we used to submit, and then we can pick one to use if you'd like.
That sounds fine. Sounds good.
Okay. I don't remember mine word for word, and I don't know if I have this understood correctly or not, but I said something along the lines of like, let me see, what did I put? Can I find it? I said something like Bill was like getting older in years and he's gonna pass away soon. Like he decided that he wanted to give his property to his son George, and so the contract that he made to like assign or transfer his property to his son was an assignment. Although I know that there can be third parties in there as well, but I didn't know how to like incorporate that in that situation. So um, we could think of something else on our example. But yeah, what did you think? What did you do for it?
No, I think that that's a good example. I think that uses the assignment right because he's giving him the right to his property. So I think that
Yeah.
makes sense. Um, I just used a similar example to the one in the book, but I kind of just switched around some of it. But
Okay.
so if Tom agrees to sell his car, to Jim for $2,000 and Jim agrees to buy Tom's car for $2,000, then Tom has a right to receive the $2,000 and Tom also has a duty to deliver the car. Jim has a right to receive the car. Jim also has a duty to deliver the $2,000. These rights could in turn be assigned instead to Tony and Mike, or Mike could agree to sell his car to Tony for $2,000 instead. So I just kind of like laid it out really basically.
No, that
how
was,
it works, but
no, that was really good. I like that. That's a good example. I think that one it uses the third party, so we can use that one for example, or one similar to that one,
okay.
if you'd like. So
If you want, I can like read it out, or I can message it to you or something.
yeah, you want to message it to me? We can do that.
Yeah. One sec. Assuming that my computer is not frozen. One sec.
If I get done in like 15 minutes, will you ready for that? Right?
All right. Let's see. People.
Like a message in Google Plus.
That's what I was trying to do. I think I have you in my friends circle. Let's see. Fine. What the heck? I didn't think it was gonna be this hard to figure out. Sorry.
You're good. No worries.
Home, Brian. I am typing your name. I found your profile. Okay. I'm gonna type it up. Two. So I couldn't figure out how to message you, so I just wrote it up right here in the group chat. So
Okay. Is that the one, the group chat, the one that we talked on earlier?
that's like if you have the video pulled up where you can like see my face.
Yeah.
It'll be on the
Oh, I
sidebar.
see the message, yeah. Okay. I'll just copy it. Let's see if it'll let me. I don't know why it's not letting me copy it.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
If you want, I can just type it up real quick after all that. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. For some reason it won't, let's see, where am I? Okay, bear with me. I'm not the best typer. But,
Okay, wait. Did that work? Did it just
oh wait,
go?
I heard something.
Check on your chat. On the.
There we go.
All right. Cool. That makes it easier, hopefully.
Okay, if Tom agrees to sell his car to Jim for $2,000, Jim agrees to buy Tom's car for $2,000, then Tom has a right to receive $2,000, and Tom also has a duty to deliver the car. Jim has the right to receive the car, and Jim also has the duty to deliver the $2,000. These rights could in turn be assigned instead to Tony and Mike, or Mike could agree to sell his car to Tony instead.
His right to receive the car.
So I guess so what does that mean, that the rights could be in turn assigned to Tony and Mike? Like there are third parties that know Jim and Tom?
Yeah, so let's see. So for example, they go into this contract where they make these agreements to pay this. They pay $2,000 to receive a car, and vice versa.
Uh-huh.
So that contract, they could transfer it over to someone else. Like, well, actually, it might be better to say just just one third party instead of two. So like, I just realized that.
So they could be to Mike.
Yeah, so like Mike could
Mike could agree to
make the decision.
To Tony.
Yeah, like Tom could. Let's see. Okay, so if Jim's agreeing to buy Tom's car for $2,000, and he has that as an agreement, he could transfer that agreement over to Mike, for example, and just have
sell
Mike
the same car.
Yeah, like to be the one to pay the money and to receive the car instead, because they're already in a contract. I think it works.
So let me try and wrap my head around this real quick. So Tom is selling his car to Jim for $2,000, and Jim said he's going to agree to buy it. Excellent. And so those rights that Jim has and those duties that he have can be assigned to Mike through an assignment, and Mike could sell his car to Tony.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was basing it on the example on page 150.
Okay.
The assignment of rights, but
I guess so. If Jim and Tom had an agreement though, and like Jim was gonna get that car, and then all of a sudden like Mike's getting it, is that like okay just because it's an assignment?
So the only reason I say it is because of there's a part here that says rights are freely assignable, and so like in the it's on page 150. It's just right after assignment of rights. After the first paragraph, and then it says rights are freely assignable, and it says so A and B in the example they give in the book. I don't know if you're on the page or not, but It says, thus A could assign his right to receive the $20 to C, so another third party, and then B could assign his right to receive the hat to D. And so that's kind of where I was getting this example from, was because they've already made that agreement between A and B, or Tom and Jim, they can transfer those agreements to two other parties, C and D, such as Mike and Tom, or Mike and Tony.
Huh. Okay. Got it.
But I know what you mean. Like, it sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, it seems like it's just interesting, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of it like that.
Yeah, seriously. I just like never knew any of that stuff was like even possible, you know?
Yeah.
So for the explanation, for example, what do we want to put for that? Like, because we kind of explain a little bit of it in our example, you know?
That's true.
Jim has the right to receive the car, and Jim also has the duty to.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night. Okay, sounds good.
Like, due to assignment, or I don't even know how I would phrase it. How do you even explain that? Because we kind of already explained it in the example, you know?
First could in turn be assigned instead to Tony and Mike, or Mike could. That's a good point.
I guess we can like maybe take out, like we can take out like that Tom has the right to receive it, Jim has the right to, or has the duty to deliver the $2,000, and we can just say like Tom agrees to sell his car to Jim for $2,000. Man, I don't know, because really the explanation in the end there, like these rights could in turn be assigned instead to Mike. Like those, that kind of is the explanation, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. That is a good point. I'm trying to think what we could do. So, rights are freely assignable.
We can kind of just like do a textbook definition here, you know? And just be
Okay.
like, in an assignment, like a contract can be made between two parties, and you know, and the rights or the contract can be transferred to a third party, you know.
Yeah.
If you wanna read me like kind of a basic
Definition.
definition, then we can say like in this case, that's why Jim is able to transfer it to Mike, you know.
Sure. Okay, so the definition in the back of the book says the transfer of legal rights from one party to another.
Okay.
Yeah, legal rights from one party to another.
One legal party, or
Sorry, let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna read it again. The transfer of legal rights from one party to another.
okay, one party to another. So in this case, both, man, say both Jim and Tom had legal rights.
Yeah, I think that's what you would say. Yes. Yeah, both Tom and Jim
have legal rights, and those rights can be transferred to a third party. What's his name? Mike?
Yeah.
Who could use those rights to sell the car to Tony. So does that mean then that Jim and Tom, like, they're no longer involved at all in the agreement and the contract?
I think
It would make sense if they weren't, you know.
yeah, I think legally they're not because they gave it over to an assignee. I guess that's what they call it.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, now the hardest part, thinking of a question.
Yeah. Okay.
Oops. Okay, so maybe we can think of the question, like the quiz question, and maybe like the correct answer, and then we can John and Jason could finish up the rest.
Okay. Do you like, as long as it has to do with assignment, we can use it as a quiz question. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. We could even just ask the question. What are two rights that cannot be assigned?
Like in this scenario or in general?
That's a good question.
Two rights that cannot be assigned.
I'm just looking at the book because there's like a subsection that tells you what the two rights are that cannot be freely assigned by people. But if it has to go with the example, then
Yeah, because the example is shown, right?
on the quiz, let me think. Yeah, you're right. It is shown.
It is.
You're right. I remember now. Okay.
Well, what does it say in the book there?
Okay, so in the book, the first right that cannot be assigned is the right to receive personal services. And then it gives an example of it. So if an employee agrees to perform clerical services in someone's store, and that person's store sells her store to another third party, they cannot claim the services of the employee that agreed to perform these services, even though the person who originally owned the store may have attempted to assign this employment agreement to the new owner.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the other one is the right to purchase goods on credit generally cannot be assigned because it is based on a credit rating of the original party.
Can you read that one again?
The right to purchase goods on credit generally cannot be assigned because it is based on a credit rating of the original party.
Yeah. Okay. Will that be
That's actually good.
That'd be a good one because you can even, we can apply buying the car like on credit, and would that be able to be assigned to Tony in this case? Correct answer would be no, right? Like you're not able to assign those rights.
That's true. The correct answer would be no because it's one of the two that cannot be assigned for you.
So we can have like another no wrong answer and then like a yes and a yes.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So if if Jim were to buy a car from Tom from credit or on credit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would it be from or with or on?
It would be with credit.
Okay, I think people will get it.
Yeah, I think so.
If Jim were to buy the car from Tom with credit, would that assign? No, would that?
Would um would he be able to assign the right to buy the car
Through credit
through credit
to Tony?
to
Because
Tony?
Tony's the one buying it, right?
Yeah, Tony. Yep, Tony's the one buying it.
So if Jim were to buy the car from Tom with credit, would he be able to assign the right to buy the car through credit to Tony? Hold on, does that make sense? If Jim were to buy the car from Tom with credit, would he be able to assign the right to buy the car?
If Jim were to agree to buy the car, I don't know if that matters.
There you go. But that does matter.
Because he didn't actually do it yet.
Yeah, that's true. So who could he transfer the right to buy the car with credit? That makes more sense. If Jim could agree to buy the car with credit, like on his contract, we could even be more detailed.
Yeah, that's a good
Or
idea.
on their contract.
On their contract.
Would let's just clarify here.
Yeah. that's
Would
Jim.
Jim be able to assign the right to buy the car with credit to Tony?
I
That
think.
seems pretty good.
I think. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that makes sense.
Do you have any suggestions for it?
You'd be able to assign the right to buy the car with credit to Tony. I think it's good. Yeah. I think it makes sense. I feel like I would kind of understand what it was asking if I looked at it.
Okay. So no, Jim would not be, or Jim could not transfer those rights.
Those rights. Yeah, and yeah.
And we can just put this in. And what does it say there again?
Okay, so the right to purchase goods on credit generally cannot be assigned because it is based on a credit rating of the original party. I'll read it slower. The right to purchase goods on credit can generally
Okay.
not be assigned because it is based on a credit rating of the original party.
Okay. I like it. And then, I mean, that's not even a lot that, I mean,
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
it'd be tricky trying to find other wrong or right answer or wrong answers, but
Yeah, I think it's good. Awesome.
all right, so I will save this and I'll send it to John and I'll send it to Jason.
Okay.
And let's see, how do I? Can you see me again? Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Okay. Yeah, do you need me to, like, I don't know. So they'll submit it after they finish it,
I can
hopefully.
clarify and like maybe ask Jason to submit it because he did it 2 weeks ago, remember?
Yeah, I do.
And so he's like, hey, can you and John go over this and then submit it once it's complete? Because only one of us has to submit it, right?
I'm pretty sure. I feel like that's
Yeah.
right.
I think so because I've never done it and I've gotten the points
Yeah.
for it, you know?
That's the way yeah.
So I'll send that to Jason and John, kind of tell them what we did and what they should do, and I'll ask Jason to do it. And if he can't, I'll have him let me know.
Okay, that sounds good.
Cool. Well, awesome. I liked it. This was a pretty productive one, honestly.
Yeah,
Like we
well,
got it done pretty quickly. So
no, yeah, thanks for doing all this and
yeah,
all of it.
No problem.
Is the exam is due? Is it due on Tuesday or Monday?
I think it said. Let me look. It said week 6.
Yeah, I feel like it was like the beginning of week 6. Is it open
Week
today?
5. Was it week 5 preparation that said it?
Uh,
I think so. It says exam 2 opens Thursday, which I'm assuming is. Well, then it says closes Tuesday of week 6. So I guess it opens today and it closes
on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, good luck on the exam.
Yeah. Good luck in accounting as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye.